Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be going back to the past, all the way back to 2008, which was a much different time. Barack Obama was elected president, the Cleveland Browns didn't have a draft pick until the 4th round, where they chose a nobody linebacker who ended up with 3 total career tackles. I mean, Browns drafts are always pretty bad. I guess that hasn't really changed all that much. McDonald's restaurants had a fun color palette compared to the prisons they look like today, and Treyarch was working on a little-known game called Call of Duty World at War. This was technically the 5th Call of Duty game to ever be released, and the 4th one in 5 years to feature the World War II theme, but little did fans know at the time that the oversaturation of the theme would lead to a massive drought in the theme, as the next time we would see World War II in a Call of Duty game would be 9 years later, thanks to Sledgehammer Games. Now, despite being one of the best-selling games of 2008, Call of Duty World at War is often forgotten by fans and even its own developers because of how popular Call of Duty 4 was. When Call of Duty 4 released with a modern setting and a full-fledged credit class system complete with weapon attachments and perks, which, mind you, before Call of Duty 4 that was not a thing, so it was obviously a very big deal. And then, of course, we had Prestige Mode, which was capped off with one of the most recognizable icons in Call of Duty history. Fans were hooked. Fans were hooked, man. Call of Duty 4 was massively popular, and then 1 year later, Treyarch was back at it again with yet another World War II themed Call of Duty game, and fans didn't really seem to care. Sure, World at War had amazing maps, iconic weapons, zombies mode, which who would have thought Nocturne and Toten would lead us to where we are today? We just got a new trailer today, in fact, for Onslaught here in Black Ops Cold War, which looks really good, coming out on the 25th, but who would have thought all of this would come from Nocturne and Toten, which initially was basically just an Easter egg for having completed a single-player campaign. Who would have thought how that played out? But despite having all of that, fans did not really care about Call of Duty World at War. The theme alone was so overdone back in the day that people slept on the game, and they continue to sleep on the game even to this day. I titled this video Treyarch's Forgotten Game because that's exactly what it is. Outside of being the birthplace of Call of Duty Zombies, what do fans remember about World at War? Nothing, pretty much, right? Maybe the MP40 being completely busted, but that's pretty much it, and that's a huge problem to me, because I'm somebody who loved playing World at War back in the day. I have about 40 days of playtime in the multiplayer alone, not counting all the time in campaign and zombies, and I wanted to make this video breaking down exactly how forgotten World at War is, and why Treyarch needs to stop sleeping on the content that this game has, which has been forgotten to time. Let's start things off here with the maps. World at War had an innovative mix of small maps like Dome, and massive maps like CeeLo that were so big that you could ride tanks around on them and have the tanks not even be remotely overpowered. Every playstyle in World at War felt unique because of the maps. Snipers actually felt like snipers. Submachine guns outside the MP40 actually required skill to use, because to be effective as a rusher on those larger maps, you need to actually know the maps inside and out and be able to maneuver effectively to get close to the other players, compared to today where submachine guns are just always top tier weapons because your average gunfight takes place about 3 feet away from the other player. All in all, the maps of Call of Duty World at War were super fun, and a lot of them would translate well into newer games, whether it's maps like Castle and Dome for 6v6, or maps like CeeLo and Downfall for modes like Combined Arms. World at War has a ton of maps that would fit perfectly into a game like Black Ops Cold War. Let's quickly run over some numbers here. Of the 23 original maps that released with Call of Duty World at War, counting DLC, only 3 of them have ever been remastered, and they were only remastered one time, and in my opinion, they were some of the lesser maps of Call of Duty World at War, but every time they came back, Treyarch would slap that fan-favorite tagline in front of the map to make people who didn't play World at War think that they were playing an old-school iconic map, when in reality, these were some of the meh maps of World at War. We had Cliffside turn into Hazard in Black Ops 1, we had Courtyard turn into Dig in Black Ops 2, and we had Outskirts turn into Rupture in Black Ops 3. Of all of the amazing maps that were in World at War, which canonically is part of the Black Ops timeline, only 13% of the maps technically saw the light of day in a different game in the 13 years since World at War launched. You then look at Black Ops 1. 8 of its 25 original maps have been remastered, and oftentimes they've been remastered ad nauseum because you see them every single year pretty much. And in Black Ops 2, we saw 6 of its 23 original maps also being remastered, again, over and over, right? In Black Ops 2, we have maps like Hijacked and Raid, which show up all the time. In Black Ops 1, we have things like Summit, Fire firing range and Nuketown, which appear in pretty much every Treyarch game, whereas the World at War maps, 3 of them got remastered ever in the past 13 years, and they picked some of the worst ones to choose from, and they only got remastered 1 time. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and if you care about percentages, here is the percent of the maps that were available in each one of these games that ended up being remastered. From a percentage perspective, maps from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 have been remastered over twice as much as maps from World at War, and that's really a shame, considering we have absolute gems like Upheaval, Dome, Castle, Hangar, Silo, Macon, and Airfield, all being forgotten in history. Anyone who played World at War back in the day knows exactly how good all of those maps can be. The weapons of World at War have also been pretty much forgotten to time as well, outside of course of reappearing in Call of Duty World War II for obvious reasons. Iconic weapons like the Tommy gun, the Springfield, the Mosin Nagant, the Browning, the Type 100, and the Gewehr 43 have all been pretty much lost to time after World at War, outside of occasionally appearing within Treyarch's Zombies mode. The only time we've really seen World at War weapons in other Call of Duty titles are when they put guns like the STG-44 into Advanced Warfare or the Kar-98K into Modern Warfare 2019, but other than that, any hint of World at War's weapon arsenal that we've seen since World at War were basically just thrown into Black Ops 3 supply drops as a way to get longtime fans of the franchise to blow money on a slot machine. Doing research for this video actually made me pretty sad. I knew that World at War has been all but forgotten, but to look at the numbers, it really spotlights just how much this game has been forgotten not only by fans, but by the developers themselves. In a world where Call of Duty developers are remaking and remastering more content than ever, they seem content just to remaster the same handful of maps for every single game, while all these absolute classics are being forgotten. I don't know. Maybe it's better this way, you know? Maybe it's better to have World at War stay in our memories as compared to having its maps be bastardized by design changes and trying to make everything very PC like we saw back in Call of Duty World War II, and of course skill-based matchmaking on these maps. How would that play out? I really have no idea. But still, I would love to see either this game get a full proper remaster, or for content from this game to resurface once again outside of Zombies mode, and I suppose outside of Blackout. We did see some references to World at War in Black Ops 4's Blackout mode, but that of course is not traditional 6v6 multiplayer. Maybe I'm blinded by nostalgia here, but I genuinely think that there is a lot that the buzzards at Treyarch could pick from the proverbial corpse that is World at War, and hopefully they do that going forward. I really do hope, because World at War is a defining game for me. It's one of the games that got me into the Call of Duty franchise. Obviously, I started off with Call of Duty 4, but I didn't take it super seriously, and then when World at War came out, that's when I really got into COD, put like 40 days of playtime in, went back to Call of Duty 4, put more playtime into that, then jumped into Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, then of course the golden age of COD was happening with games like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, so on and so forth, right? So it kind of laid the foundation for the Call of Duty franchise. If you think about it, Call of Duty 4 and World at War were what kind of laid the foundation for the rest of the Call of Duty franchise to take place, and it's really sad to me that things like Call of Duty 4 are often remembered and revered amongst the player base as well as the developers, but a game like World at War, which was pretty much just as good in my opinion, is completely forgotten, even by Treyarch, who loves to remaster the same stuff over and over and over, yet forgets that World at War even existed. I don't know. This is something I've been thinking about a lot over the past couple of days. I wanted to make a video on it. This is definitely Treyarch's forgotten game, and hopefully at some point, if they're going to keep remastering things, instead of giving us firing range for the 800th time, why not bring back Upheaval? Anyone who played World at War will tell you Upheaval was genuinely an amazing map. And I think it'd be cool to see that map in Black Ops Cold War and kind of see like what it would look like in a Cold War setting. But who knows if we'll actually do that. They tend to just remaster maps and not make any changes. So who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Definitely something different. Obviously, like I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, we do have a new trailer for Onslaught, which is a mode coming to Black Ops Cold War. It looks pretty good. It's going to be zombies. But of course, I'm not really a zombies YouTuber, so I didn't want to make an entire video discussing it. But I'm pretty excited about this. It looks pretty good. And obviously, Season 2 is just a couple of days away. So expect a lot more Black Ops Cold War videos to be going up on the channel here in the coming days. But for right now, as we wait for Season 2, I thought it would be fun to go back to the past and talk about one of my personal favorite games, Call of Duty World at War. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider leaving a like. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.